All right, so this is a suggestion via Discord. The name of the video is Mexican Immigrant Says America is Horrible. All right, let's go ahead and check this out immediately. This is coming from the channel Charlie Kirk. All right.
How is the best way to solve homelessness and crime in America? Because it has, I'm come from Tijuana, and when I got here, I always hear about America being the greatest nation, where no one is poor, you know? And then when I got here, I remember the first time I went to San Diego downtown, it was horrible. And then I went to LA.
I can just see the YouTube video. Mexican Immigrant Says America is Horrible. You know, it's just like, it's just see it. No, I'm giving you a hard time. It's very simple. We know how to solve crime. You lock up criminals and you don't relax penalties. We know how to solve homelessness. I have a heart for the homeless. Many of them have mental issues that they're dealing with. A vast majority have substance abuse issues. Super simple. You have to have a prime directive. The streets are not your home. Period. We're going to get you help. We're going to bring you to a shelter. We're going to help you recover. We're going to get you treatment. We're going to make sure you get attention. You're going to get fed. You're going to get clothed. You don't do it in the open air. It's not good for you. It's not good for society. It's not good for our hospital system.
Right.
It's not good for anybody. For example, if you go to a local hospital between 1 and 5 a.m., I guarantee there'll be 2 to 3 homeless people every night that run into traffic. They get run over by a bus. They get run over by a car. And it is completely unnecessary in the sense that if they were in a shelter, that wouldn't be happening. And these poor people, a lot of them die. They run into traffic. It takes huge resources. You know, you have to all of a sudden, redirect a lot of things in the emergency room. Other people who need critical care might get triaged and they might not get the same attention that's necessary. That's just one example of dozens. And so we need to do what we once did in this country, which is we love you. We're not going to allow you on the streets. We're going to nicely and kindly pick you up and we're going to bring you to a homeless shelter. And if you come back again, we're going to bring you back to the homeless shelter. And I, for one, do not want to raise my child in a country where I have to tell her what to do when she's playing in a playground if she encounters a hypodermic needle. That is literally, there are guidelines in Seattle and Portland public schools of what to do if you're a 7 or 8-year-old if you come across a hypodermic needle. And that is the excesses of allowing a fringe population to basically manipulate the standard of living of the rest of us. So have compassion for the homeless. The streets are not your home. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Charlie. Thank you.
Okay. Wait, hold the phone, buddy. I had to take in all of that for a second. But yeah, basically he's right. Guys, so one of you guys sent me a video the other day, yesterday or day before yesterday, kind of about homelessness and how like the 8th Amendment has an issue jailing people or arresting people for just basically being poor, talking about how it's basically cruel and unusual punishment to fine someone who is homeless for being homeless, right? Right? But here's the thing. There's a moral issue here, right? I don't know what to do with them, and it seems like he doesn't neither. He has the same response, at least, that I think everyone has, even me. Right? I mean, we don't really know what to do here, right? The shelter, absolutely great idea, right? I'll back it. Let's build a shelter, but unfortunately, all of our shelters are being used for migrant shelters right now instead of actually getting homeless people off of the street and and attempting to help them off of the street and help them out of whatever situation they're currently in. So that isn't the thing, right? Also, at the same time, by not doing anything, though, right? You're making it so businesses are leaving, even though the taxes in areas are still the same and going up. Homelessness is still not leaving the streets, right? And the problem that I'm having with the whole thing here, not his point is absolutely valid, right? Charlie's point here is extremely valid. There's nothing wrong with the statements here. But I think the overall issue here is, how do we solve this problem, right? We can't jail them. We can't. That's just immoral. It literally is immoral to jail someone because they're poor, right? But at the same time, if it popped up on my street, I would move, right? So how do you maintain that? You lose all types. Well, the city loses tax dollars because anyone who's on the street that this is happening on no longer want to stay on that street, right? Businesses want to close if you're putting tents in front of their business, right? That stops customers wanting to walk past your tent to get into the store, right? Now, let's actually talk about his point here. His point is also, I guess, valid coming from someone viewing things from the outside of the United States of America. Generally, when you encounter people from the outside of the United States of America, they only know of two places, California and New York, right? And the reason why they only know of these two places in their head, at least, is because we are really good at one thing, and that is exporting our culture. Right, exporting movies. Right, they think an American movie is the reality, when in actuality, it's so far from the truth here. Right, but people grow up seeing that from outside of the United States of America, and then they're like, "Listen, I want to get to America to live that American dream I saw in the movie." Then you come to the United States of America, and you're just then instantly you're like, "Wait a second, that's all nonsense." Yeah, it's a movie, bro. It's a movie. Right, and then that's when we run into like a lot of the like entitled migrant conversations where people just they will not take what some of the cities are giving to them because they think it's beneath what they have envisioned in their head about the United States of America. Listen, we're great, absolutely. Right, richest country in the history of the world. That's a fact. Right, biggest military. Most amount of patriots, right? Absolutely. But the issue here is what we project into foreign nations is generally absolutely nonsense. Again, they're learning what we are from movies, and the movies are not accurate. All right. Like the amount of times I've had to, again, guys, I live half the year in Europe, in Spain. The amount of times I've had to I encounter someone and they're like, "Oh, you're from America," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm from America," and you have to explain to them, like not every single person you encounter is driving a Rolls Royce, bro. There is poverty, right? There are some states that hold the overwhelming majority of our poverty, like Mississippi and West Virginia, right? Like these, but not every single place in the United States of America is wealthy, bro, right? People are people, right? Yeah, the average American has a lot more than someone in a like an impoverished country. Yeah, like our poverty is much different than people in some other nations. Example, there are people who make $150 a month, right? While there are, let's say, homeless people who get change in their cups that equate to a couple $1,000s a month, right? In Manhattan, right? Just keep this in mind here. Apples are not always apples, guys. You get what I mean? But all right, listen, guys. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. I personally think that people come here in a very diluted state, right? But who blames them? Who can really blame them for that diluted state if all we deliver to them is California delusions, guys, right? But all right, listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly. Guys, before we go, are you guys subscribed to the other channels? Logical Movie Reviews with Mr. L. Boyd along with Mr. L. Boyd Music. Both are found in the description. Check it out.